Hello, I am Miss Honie Matuguinas, and this video is created for my EAPP classes. Before we start, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you would be updated with the other lesson videos that I will be uploading. Today, we will talk about two main topics: preliminaries of reading and writing for academic and professional purposes, and features and aspects of academic and professional writing. In today's lesson, you will give examples of academic and non-academic text, apply the factors and structures that shape academic writing, change sentences to adhere to the features of academic writing, and recognize the importance of written academic text in various disciplines. But before we start, try to answer this. What kind of materials do your teachers ask you to read in their subjects? Later on, try to classify your given examples as academic or non-academic based on the discussed characteristics. Let's get to know the differences between academic and non-academic text. An academic text is written by professionals in a specific field. It often takes years to publish because content must be based on in-depth research about facts or educated opinions. For example, medical professionals write articles about medicine and health updates. However, non-academic texts are written for mass public consumption. For example, fiction stories may be published anytime, and you don't have to be an expert in a particular field to be able to write a good story. And you won't see a bibliography or reference list at the end of the book. Another difference would be the use of language. Since academic texts have a specialized audience, the text often contains jargon or the specialized language of the field. Moreover, the language used is formal. For non-academic texts, the language used may be informal, casual, and may even contain slang. Look at these examples. Both are about the semantic regions, but they are presented differently. The academic text example explains the meaning of the concept. Sentences are in complete form and the tone is formal. This text is from a website about teaching strategies, and the main target audience of the site would be teachers. On the other hand, the non-academic text example is from a movie in 1989. The sentence structure is informal and the tone is very casual. It also presented the topic by giving sample words. Now, try to group the examples you made in the beginning by identifying whether they are academic or non-academic text. Now, let's talk about the factors that shape academic text. First is the topic. It answers the question, what are you writing about? The topic is the general subject of whatever you are writing, and it could still be narrowed down depending on your focus. Your topic may be the Philippine presidential election, but it could still be specified. You may focus on the campaign period, strategies, candidates' qualifications, platforms, etc. Next is the role. It answers the question, who are you as a writer? It is the way you look at yourself when you are writing a task. Are you a researcher, a student, a teacher, or an editor-in-chief? How a student writes an essay on a specific subject is different when the same person writes his or her paper in academic research. Third is the purpose. It answers the question, why do you write? Your purpose will serve as a modification of your knowledge and expertise. Are you writing to describe a process, present arguments, or simply inform readers? Lastly is the audience. It answers the question, who are you writing for? Taking your audience into account affects the content of your writing. For example, you are an archaeologist and you are tasked to talk about dinosaur fossils. If your target audience would be the elementary pupils, your sentence would be simple and shorter. There wouldn't be much jargon in your text because it will be difficult for the elementary pupils to read and understand them. Also, the text is accompanied by bigger pictures, for visualization and appeal. However, if the target audience would be your fellow archaeologists or even enthusiasts, sentences are longer with more complex structure, and there is the usage of jargon. Now let's try this. To apply what you learned, try to give directions on how to go to the supermarket to the following people. You will notice that your manner of explanation differs depending on who your audience is. It will also be more different if your roles are different. You could be a police, bystander, shopper, an employee at the supermarket. The next topic would be about the features and aspects of academic and professional writing. They are formality, complexity, objectivity, impersonality, explicitness, hedging, and sentence structure. When we talk about formality, it is the usage of language, and there are accepted rules, forms, and conventions. There's a proper use of capital letters and punctuation marks. There are rules in grammar, and choice of words must be appropriate too. And nowadays, there are actually apps and websites we could use to check if we are following the said rules. Look at the example. The first example has informal words such as wanna for want to and won't for will not. Next is about complexity. It is about using more noun-based words, subordinate clauses, and complex words, which is not often observed in communication, oral communication. In the example, the verb phrase was admitted can be changed to the noun admission. Next is about objectivity. Objectivity is putting emphasis that what you are writing is not about you. Academic texts are characterized by using the third person rather than the first. In the example, as teachers and the first pronoun we, you can see that they were removed in the second sentence. Now, let's talk about impersonality in writing. This requires writers to avoid subjectivity by avoiding making statements that are not supported by evidence or examples. Exaggeration must be avoided too. In this example, the phrase "a lousy job" does not really describe the shortcomings of the research assistant. Now, let's talk about explicitness. This shows the connection of the ideas or information in a given text. It also shows the source of the data. There are phrases that can be used to achieve explicitness in writing. For example, when you want to show additional ideas, you could use the words furthermore, moreover, besides, etc. And to refer back to an idea, you could use a in, as mentioned, and as stated previously. And actually, there are more ways to show explicitness. Hedging is also known as the cautious language because it shows tentativeness and possibilities. Writers may use hedging for different reasons. They could use it when they want to express a perspective that is not yet acclaimed by the community, when they want to present exemptions on the results, when they want to open up possibilities for discussion, or when they want to appear modest. See the difference between the sentences without hedging and with hedging. Lastly, is about making structurally correct sentence. A sentence should be written with a complete thought so that it is clearly understood by the readers. Common sentence errors are using sentence fragments, run-on sentences, choppy sentences, etc. So make sure that every sentence has a complete thought. Now, to end the discussion, try to answer this question. How can you use your skills in academic text to your advantage? Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to follow the other lesson videos for this subject. See you next time.